People I'd love to kill. Man-spreaders.
You're in your garden, and what? How big is it?
Norman from work.
No, I can't put...
Jeff from work. Night. Actually, everybody at work.
People I'd love to kill. The upstairs neighbors who always start their family bouncing around time where they stomp around like a herd of elephants exactly when I want to record a video. Well, of course I'm joking. Or am I? Yes, of course I'm joking. But is our protagonist in this show? Hi there, it's Micha. Join me for this review if you like to find out. Rhiannon is a wallflower, someone everyone keeps overlooking, be it at work or in any other aspect of life. The main reason for this lies in her past and can be boiled down to one name.
Julia Blenkingsole.
Did you hear Rhiannon died?
Oh no, I didn't!
Her school bully that constantly tortured her, resulting in her tearing out her own hair, to the point she needed to wear a wig, ultimately turning her into a ghost.
Making me forever invisible and afraid.
With her mother leaving when she was a child and her sister moving to France ages ago, Rhiannon only has her dog and her father, who is the only one actually believing in her and encouraging her to stand up for herself.
I can see you how you are. How special you are.
Or better, he was, because he was severely sick and now passed away, after Rhiannon failed to attract the needed attention of the nurse in charge, leaving her utterly devastated. And the universe keeps piling up on her. At the funeral, the priest doesn't get her name right.
Daughter and carer Rhiannon.
That's not my name.
And at the wake, her own relatives can't remember her.
Hi, Auntie Brenda, it's Rhiannon, Tommy's daughter.
So you don't work here?
No.
Plus, her old nemesis returns and even shows up at her father's vigil, opening up old wounds, if this is the right term, as these wounds never properly healed. But that is not all. Working as the receptionist at a newspaper, she finally decides to go for a junior reporter position, but her boss neither entertains the notion, nor does he even keep her application on file.
Recycling. Only way out.
Instead, he gives the job to the son of a friend.
Hey, be nice to him.
But wait, there's more. Her sister tells her then that she plans to sell her father's house, in which Rhiannon currently lives, further pulling the carpet from under her feet. To add insult to injury, she finds out that her enemy will be in charge of selling the house. And distracted by that, her dog, the only thing she still had left, is run over by a car. With nothing left to lose and after a proper helping of booze, she finally decides to stand up to Julia, who pretends though as if nothing ever happened.
Stop pretending that you don't know what you did.
I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
ruined my life.
And then makes her feel even worse.
You didn't exist to me then, and you don't now.
So ridiculed once more, she runs away and cowers under a bridge. In that dark moment, while holding her dead father's knife in her hand, a drunk jerk accidentally pees on her and fails to apologize. Things quickly escalate and after he corners her, the blade ends up in his jugular. And then in several other places. After the first shock about what she just did, she feels like the world finally notices her. Feeling empowered by that, where will that lead her? Was that all, or will she turn her imaginary kill list into a to-do list? Check out this show if you like to see how far she will go. The show has an interesting concept and will likely please most viewers. I like the show as well, with the highlight for sure being Ella Purnell's portrayal of the lead character and her transformation throughout the show. Luckily they don't pull a she's all that, meaning putting some glasses on her to play the parts where she was a mousy woman. Instead, it was all achieved by Ella's strong acting. The first half of the show was pretty intense and convincing, but it lost a little bit of steam and credibility in the second half. Nothing too bad that would spoil the overall experience, but something that makes it feel a little bit unbalanced, as if they tried to roll back a bit what happened in the beginning. Here's what I mean. As things in this show quickly escalate, the story soon leads to the point everyone expected it to go. So quickly actually that it couldn't be concluded there and then, as the show would then have to be over at the halfway point. Even though there were some twists from there, it felt a bit as if the plot treaded water for a while and mostly lived off of its strong acting. The conclusion for Rhiannon's main issue then appeared to be too conveniently constructed and handled too quick and smoothly to be truly believable. The very end, which may turn out to be a cliffhanger, also seemed to come out of nowhere. But no worries, no spoilers here. I was asking myself though if there will be a second season or not, because the show is currently billed as a limited series. Of course, that doesn't have to mean it will stay that way. By the way, in looking up that fact, I found out that this show is based on a series of books, of which the 5th part is just coming out. So another reason why there may be a continuation of the show. But here's the rub. I also learned that apparently the show differs heavily from the books, because there was never a bullying going on. Rhiannon never was a wallflower, she just pretended to be one. To be the cover of her nocturnal activities, because a traumatic event in her childhood turned her into a vigilante who loves to kill abusers and is totally unapologetic about it. Told from her perspective, the reader also gets some funny quips and insights into her state of mind. At least that is what I gathered. For those reasons, the books may make for an interesting read. And for the same reason, people who know the books are utterly unsatisfied with this adaptation. So if you see positive reviews, those will most likely be from people who are not familiar with the books, who enjoyed the show for what it is and for the great acting that is put on display. While negative reviews will mostly stem from those who love the books. Something to keep in mind. And with that being said, let's get to the rating. Well, I didn't know the book series, so I watched the show without any preconceived notions. I enjoyed it, but felt it was a bit misdirected in the latter half, trying to be too apologetic, which the books apparently are not. If you are also watching the show without knowledge of the novels, you will likely have a similar experience to mine, and I'm rating it with 7 out of 10 points. Basically 8 points for the first half and 6 for the second. With the general solid acting and the great performance of Purnell in the leads solidifying that rating. If you know the books, you will likely have to subtract 2 or 3 points from this score, though the acting bonus is undeniable. What about you? Do you think the show was handled too cowardly, so now it is not as unapologetic as the books? Do you plan to watch the show or read the books instead? Or both? Whatever you like to share, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share or subscribe. So much for now, see you next time, and thanks for watching. Plus, her old nemesis returns and even shows up at her father's vigil. For those reasons, the books may also make for an interesting read. Working as the receptionist at a newspaper, she finally decides to go for a junior reporter.